Yeah. States of delusion. We're going to get right into what we got set up for tonight. And we basically getting ready to explore brainwashing on a powerful level. So, enough of me. More of this, more of that. I got my partner with me, Mr. Babylon. But let's get into this show, man.
Nuclear weapons are faker than space. And a nuclear weapon was never dropped, ever, in the history of humanity. Now, I know you're going to be like, oh, that's not true. What about Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Well, let me tell you something about Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So, Tokyo was devastated from a series of firebombings. This is the aftermath of a firebombing series in Tokyo. Now, let that soak in. So if we go to Hiroshima and look at the aftermath, it looks just like the aftermath of a series of firebombings. And how are power lines and telephone poles still standing after apparently the most devastating explosion humanity has ever seen? And you know what's crazy? There was actually a hospital that was right next to the drop zone in Hiroshima of the nuclear bomb. And everyone in the hospital actually survived. And what about the nuclear fallout, to where the place should be uninhabitable for hundreds or thousands of years? It's a flourishing city now. Do you see what I'm saying? All you have to do is use common sense and connect the dots. And if you watch all of these videos of nuclear explosions, you know, the Nuketown testing, it's all fake. It's just like the moon landing. It's a Hollywood production. Like, it is so unbelievably obvious, but since the invention of the television, people have been more brainwashed than ever. It's an MK Ultra experiment, but I made everything up. Nukes are real. Entertainment only.
Is Stanley Kubrick's confession proof the moon landings were faked? He even criticizes Neil Armstrong for getting his line wrong about one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I didn't care what was the reason for it. I wanted to do it. I needed to do it. It was like getting the life, the assignment, the production dream of a lifetime. All films are a lie, an artistic lie, but still a lie. And this was the biggest fiction of them all. The audience is usually aware of the fiction. This was like a documentary, but as much fictional as anything else they've ever seen, but without their knowing it. That was the challenge. That was why I had to do it. It had never been done before, and no mistakes could be made. It had to be absolutely perfect, and who the fuck better than me to do that? I made 2001, for God's sake. You know, the best sci-fi movie ever made. Some people say the best movie ever made. Even Pauline Kael liked it, and certainly NASA liked it, and the president liked it, President Nixon. This was the logical progression of that achievement.
Okay, so you basically are getting a blank check by the government, and you go where to film this? Where?
Somewhere in Nevada.
You can't say where?
No, because everything in Nevada stays in Nevada. But anyway.
Okay, that's good enough. Fair enough. So, okay, you're there, and what happens there? You're on set, and you got to make a movie that no one knows is a movie. About
no one knows it's a fiction movie.
Right. Well, they don't think it's a movie. They think it's live television programming. But you're faking live television programming.
It even confuses me sometimes.
Well, it's meta layered. I mean, you had to make a movie.
True, Sometimes I actually believe it myself. It was that good.
You mean like when they have like the anniversaries, or you see like imagery, like you get caught up in the line?
I forget sometimes that I made that.
Okay, because it's just so romantic. So
it is just so fucking real.
And it is.
And it had to be.
Yes, yeah. Although the seams, it's coming. We'll talk about this later, but this is coming apart the seams of it because of things that I don't know.
Even though, yes, there were mistakes made, and I'm not sure whether those mistakes were deliberate or because I was
subconscious,
careless. Yeah, I might have been like secretly, appropriate word, sabotaging the thing.
Right.
I had to, but But on a conscious level, I think I had to leave clues for the future.
Right. So anyone that looked close enough could detect.
Right. Not obvious ones for anyone to recognize, but evident enough to be proof of something for the future.
And you wrote the lines for these astronauts and stuff? And I mean, the one small step
Yes, well, there wasn't much to write, but yes, I did.
Okay.
That one small step, which Armstrong fucked up, actually.
Okay.
He didn't pronounce it the way I wrote it.
Okay.
He did not deliver it correctly.
Would you get mad at him? Friendship. Did you get mad at him?
No, because I like Neil.
So you even wrote the line like that, one small step or whatever line?
Yeah, he fucked it up.
Okay.
He did. He did not recite it the way I wrote it, but that's okay. He was a good guy. In fact, we became very good friends on the set.
Really?
It's funny. I should say on the moon, but it was actually on the set.
Okay. So yeah.
You don't have to believe me, okay? In fact, there are, I think, 5 different possibilities as to what happened. Okay? The footage looks fake. So how to explain this? Well, the first explanation is it's real footage, and we should just believe the government, okay? But we also need to believe that they lost all the footage, lost all the technology, lost all the data. Okay? That's possibility number 1. Just believe what the government tells you. Possibility number 2 is America went to the moon, but the astronauts discovered too many secrets on the moon. Like there are space aliens on the moon. They can't tell us, so they create this fake footage, okay? That's the second possibility. Third possibility is America went to the moon, but because of the lighting, because of the difficulty of filming, they couldn't actually take any footage. So they made it up to please the American people, okay? The fourth possibility is America went to the moon, but NASA decided to create this fake footage to fool the Soviets, right? Because if it's real footage, the first Soviets might be able to copy the technology, so we should just fake this thing and make fun of the Soviets, okay? Let's fool the Soviets. So the Soviets could not reverse engineer the success. Okay? That's also a possibility, right? And the last possibility, of course, is America didn't go to the moon. And it's entirely your choice which possibility to believe, okay? I'm just proposing different possibilities out there. So how can we know the truth? Well, we can use game theory to logically deduce what happened. Okay, so let's use game theory.
The reason they tell us the truth in movies and TV shows is because it's tell-a-vision. They're telling you their vision, their agenda. It's called television programming for a reason. They are programming you with their vision because while you're entertained, your subconscious mind is being entertrained to fear, to conform, to forget your own power. If you don't program your own mind, someone else will. Your subconscious is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant grows. So plant your own vision, not theirs. Comment vision, and we will show you how.
Opt to have AI artificial memories implanted into their brain.
Well, the whole world is in prison, and you've been paying them to do this to you since the 1920s. This is the literal definition of television programming. Tele means to transmit or upload from a distance. Vision means through the eyes. Programming is manipulation, and anything scientifically classified makes more sense in the reverse. So it is literally a manipulation or programming through the eyes, transmitted or uploaded from a distance. And it's super simple. Like, take for instance, a grape soda. You watch a commercial, they show you the grape color, purple. They show you pictures of grapes on the bottle. But it doesn't truly taste like grapes or smell like grapes, but you subconsciously start to associate that falsehood with the truth. When you smell a grape soda, you associate that smell with a true grape. You've been programmed. Shalom.
If you have a media machine that purposefully lies to its people to maintain a political fiction and get themselves power, that is the hallmark of an authoritarian system, not a democratic system.
Absolutely.
Well, if we were ever to get something like that in the United States, we would be horrified, furious to know that there was an entire media organization designed to bend reality, to manipulate facts, to maintain power, it would, if I may, and I'm not trying to slam Hungary, it would never happen in the United States. It's just not, I almost can't even conjure it, imagine it. It must be very difficult to live in a country where one media organization, out of whole cloth, knowingly, explicitly, maybe even in meetings behind the scenes might say, we're lying to our audience, holy shit, and then call for news people to be fired for telling the truth. I mean, if something like that happened in the United States, it would be a dark day indeed. So I appreciate you raising the alarm bells for us. You're saying if you have...
Yeah. We hope y'all enjoyed that long introduction, but we're about to get right into it. Personal opinions, consciousness awakening and arriving. Now, today's topic is going to be specific on being brainwashed through government structure. So everything that you think you know or believe, are you willing to question it? Have you already came to this conclusion? Today, co-hosting with me is Mr. Babylon. I'm going to go ahead and give you the flow.
Yep. Babylon is just one name I go by. Spiritual Aeon in the house. What the heck? Okay,
Man,
there we go.
Man, go ahead and show.
So we're gonna. This show's gonna be great. I'm gonna start it off by just giving you a little introduction here. So the first clip you saw, which you see on the screen, well, you don't see it on the screen, but basically the guy with the bombs, that's just napalm. That's been declassified plenty of times and stuff like that. But yeah, you can take like 10,000 pounds of napalm and make it look like a nuclear weapon. And that's what they did. But they
See, I'm about to go ahead and catch up with you, man. So you saying nuclear weapons don't exist?
They don't.
Well, how did you just say they can take 10,000 pounds of napalm and make it look like a nuclear weapon? How could it be a nuclear weapon if they don't exist? The flow yours.
Well, they basically, it has the same effect. So it looks like, what they do is they have that much napalm and they drop it, and that's what that, like what you see behind this guy, that's napalm doing that. And then it can burn everything to the ground.
Bro, I told you I wasn't in the ring. I didn't want to battle tonight. But what you done already done is start a great show. And this the problem. You telling us that nuclear weaponry don't exist, and then you explaining how they using it fake.
Yeah, it's napalm. It's not the so-called uranium nuclear weapons that they've been telling you. It's napalm. It's napalm bombs. They drop.
How do you explain a fake weapon with truth? How do you explain it, man? Well, how do you raise the consciousness of anybody listening to you?
Well, the nuclear weapon didn't exist. The nuclear bomb didn't exist.
Okay, pause right there. You said the nuclear weapon and the nuclear bomb didn't exist.
Yeah, but napalm.
Correct.
Yes
or no?
Yes.
So if the nuclear bomb, the nuclear weapon don't exist, how does napalm represent nuclear? I just want to hear you.
They didn't tell you it was napalm. They told you it was. What they said in their reports was it was a nuclear weapon, but no, it wasn't. It was napalm, but they didn't tell you that. They lied to you.
Who was the they?
The American government, the military, they lied to you and said, "Oh, it's a nuclear weapon, but it's a bunch of napalm."
Okay, so you still explaining? Well, maybe I'm wrong. So you saying napalm? They just renamed it nuclear.
And it was a whole scare tactic because look what happened because
you cannot explain something fake as real. So if nuclear never existed, how could you say it came from napalm? That's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm wrong. Right now.
So
y'all hit this in the comments.
Okay, so what I'm saying is they just took napalm and called it nuclear weapon. They took what they dropped and called it nuclear. The bomb that you see,
yeah, in the back.
No, not his.
The sunrise.
No, not his. So everyone has seen the footage of them with those bombs, loading them up into the B-29s, and then stuff. That is a bunch of napalm. It's not a nuclear weapon. They just called it that.
So basically, what you got to be saying then is napalm is considered nuclear. See, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Listen, man. Double talking will get. I pay attention. The man said nuclear does not exist, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I don't know. I don't believe it exist, but that's for later for me. We'll get to that in this same show tonight. But this man right here, my partner, he just said nuclear don't exist. It's really napalm. So is napalm nuclear?
No. What was dropped was like 10,000 tons of napalm. That's how come everything got burned.
Okay, pause right here. And see, this is why I'm about to trap y'all. You still explaining what nuclear is through the words of using napalm.
I'm telling people that it wasn't a nuclear bomb. It was a napalm bomb. They lied to you.
Okay. We got you right there with it wasn't nuclear, it was napalm. But you still explain
nuclear bombs don't exist.
But napalm do.
Yes, they do. Napalm bombs exist.
So a napalm bomb is a nuclear bomb.
No,
basically.
it isn't. Napalm.
So you caught up in a delusion.
No, napalm bomb is not a. Okay. There is no such thing as a nuclear bomb. They never invented one. They used napalm. The napalm is basically what you saw during World War II. It burned everything. That's what it does.
Okay, pause. Pause. Just pause for a second. Now, I'm not saying you wrong about nothing you speaking on. I'm just simply saying, bro, if you explaining napalm as the nuclear, that means that the napalm is the nuclear.
No.
It's the same thing.
No, I'm saying that napalm is its own bomb. Forget nuclear. What got dropped during World War II and what they've been dropping ever since is just napalm bombs.
Okay, we got you up there right there. It's napalm, not nuclear. But you explaining napalm as how you explaining what nuclear does. You said instead of saying, "Hey, this ain't nuclear, this napalm doing this." It's the same thing. It's danger. It's a distreatment to mankind. Ain't nothing good about it.
Yeah, it's a weapon that does destruction to mankind.
But you're not wrong. I promise you. I don't agree that you're wrong.
Because like in the video, he explained some things, but one thing is in this background that you guys see, look at all that fire that's coming up. That's fire. Mm-hmm. So
do nuclear exist in power plants?
No. You know what they did?
So the nuclear power plants.
No, they're using something else. You know what it is? They had to get the world scared.
I agree.
It was a total tactic because I got a lot of information tonight, and I'm gonna let him speak. But I got a lot of information tonight that's gonna expose a lot of things here. Okay, I'm gonna dive super deep into this one, but I'm gonna start off with this. From 1940 to let's go to 1990, they had to get the world scared because what was around then? The Cold War. Okay, and both sides had to get the whole world scared. And for those of you who are older than me, you know what happened in America and Cuba. So basically,
I think you're about to go into a whole nother world. See, hold on, pause.
No, what I'm saying.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, finish the sentence.
So what I'm saying is, this guy, he did a great job at exposing and telling you the truth. And I'm just going to take it a step further that it was also a scare tactic. So they basically gave it a name that sounds scary.
And see, this is what I'm talking. I got to go ahead and jump in front of you. You getting ready to bleed your guts out on what you believe in this damn nuclear weapon. Do it exist or do it not exist? That's not even the question.
But I'm going.
The question is, the conversation is, will consciousness need to arrive arrived tonight.
And I'm getting
Bro,
to that.
You just
But
babbling
hold on,
on.
I'm getting to
hold
that.
on, no. Let me go ahead and finish mine. Then you can keep babbling. The story of the video tonight is not about do napalms versus nuclear. That ain't it. See, that's a small piece of consciousness.
Yeah.
The bigger question is, how did you get brainwashed to believe either one?
Yeah, and I'm getting to that. So it was a big scare tactic on your mind. It's a war on your mind, your subconscious. They had to keep you in fear, because if you in fear, you ain't gonna do anything about the system. You're just gonna obey it. So that is one of the.
So do the people have to be in fear, find about this magnificent terror, bang boogie weaponry that's gonna protect the land?
No.
So
but,
who in fear of it?
There were a lot of people back then in fear. What were all those school drills for? What all that propaganda that they did on the TV, and then the children were like, "Oh my gosh, Russia's coming," and stuff like that. I mean, that was real fear, and you can still feel it today.
And what else was it? Because fear alone wasn't physical.
Well, it was fear and propaganda. It was a whole host.
It was consciousness, man.
That too. That's what I'm saying. It was fear. It was consciousness.
Man, see this is what I'm trying to get to with you. Because you there, but you still don't see it sometimes, right? When you trying to explain it in a physical realm, it's all consciousness. The puppet master has enough power on his string to control your consciousness where you can't elevate from it. So when you can't elevate from your own consciousness, you try to break it down through your oppressors and the puppet master. And see what you do a lot of, you dance around trying to prove your point and beat the flow with it. But the goal is to actually prove to y'all consciousness will arrive. But it's only if you find out what delusions look and feel like. But go ahead and continue on with the bomb.
Okay, so one thing that I like to preface here, because you saw in one of the clips about the moon landing and stuff like that, and I just want to reference this. Just go watch a video called "How Media Shaped a Generations," Part 1. Okay, type that in and just go look at it, because it'll tell you how media does shape your mind, your consciousness. It shapes a generation. And that moon landing, I mean, it shaped a whole generation of people. It was another what was it?
So let me ask you this before you get caught. Hold on. I think we lost something, bro. Yep, we did. Y'all hold on for a second. We just lost transmission. We lost transmission. The takeoff.
Yeah, we're still recording.
I guess it's because we're going through it's something. Maybe we telling y'all something that shouldn't be explained with an honest opinion. But we working on it. Y'all hang on. Just keep up with us. Don't look at what we're doing. Just enjoy what we're doing. We're trying to keep it right in front of you. We lost some transmission. Almost funny. It's almost funny, right?
Right.
It's almost funny. We lost some transmission. Let's see if we can get it back, though. All right. Y'all there we go. The show back in order. We back at it. All right, we lost the transmission for a second, but that's just part of being poor. We way behind right now, bro. This thing, something lagging. I think something really on the lag. I wish we were doing this live, but let's just keep going.
Okay.
Let's just keep rolling.
Okay, so and what I was getting to, media shapes a generation by influencing values, identities, behaviors, worldviews through narratives and platforms. Like YouTube.
Okay, now I do have to go ahead and interject. What you talking right now, you reading it.
Yeah.
What you telling the people is what you just looked up. Is that your consciousness? Was your consciousness?
Well, I'll say
no. Hold on, because you don't got caught. You don't got caught off, man. We got to do it. Let's go back, y'all. We do this on purpose from time to time. Where we at? It's getting worse and worse for me tonight. Ain't nothing going. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. We're going to figure it out before the night over with. Okay. Everything you just spilled, go ahead and read the first 2 sentences of what you just told the people.
Media shapes a generation by influencing values, identities, behaviors, and worldviews through narratives, social platforms like TikTok and YouTube.
Now, is there something that you would have said without reading it?
I already knew that.
Okay, so why you got to read this
But
to
I'm
tell
just-
us this?
Because we, like
I
explained
are
before.
you proving a point that your consciousness is trapped? Is your consciousness trapped to what Google said?
No, but what I'm doing is, because we have people out here who are like, I don't believe you. And so it's like, okay, you don't believe me? Well, it's right here.
You give basically, okay. Now, for Negroes, this is funny, but it's true. If we find out the white man said it too, some of y'all believe it. All right, we're going to end this one, man. I'm gonna end this.
The reason why I read that to you guys is basically that's exactly what's going on here. It's just a bunch of operations on your consciousness, on your mind, on your spirit, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But if you double talking, is that good for the people listening though?
Well, no.
I mean, if you telling me. If you explaining what nuclear look like and what nuclear is, but you telling me it's a napalm, you basically explaining to me what nuclear is.
Well, no.
And then I asked you a simple question too. I asked you a simple question. I said, do nuclear power plants exist? And you said yes.
No, you asked me, is a nuclear power plant...
do they exist? Or is that another lie?
No, they exist, but it's not.
So nuclear power
No,
plants
nuclear
exist.
doesn't exist. The whole concept of nuclear.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
That was made up in the like the 40s and 50s.
So if it was made up, nuclear power plants couldn't exist.
But it's not called.
Man.
No. Hold on. No, the term nuclear was made up. They covered up whatever it's called. I don't know exactly what it's called, but they made up the term nuclear. They covered up so many things, and then they rewrote them with other terms. History does that. There's a lot of people out there who do that. They keep rewriting history, keep rebranding things. That goes on. So it's called this, but then they rebrand it as that. That's what they do. So that's
now you ain't wrong right there.
So that's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. You not wrong. What I'm trying to do is get you to open your, because this brother is deeper than he deeper than this right here, y'all. But he getting trapped off in small fruits. And what I'm trying to get you to get to is, if nuclear does not exist, how could you have a nuclear plant? How you gonna tell us you got a nuclear plant?
Well, it's not a nuclear plant.
What kind of plant is it?
I don't know.
It's a napalm plant?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of plant it is. I've never heard any other term than nuclear.
You don't know what it ain't, but you know what it. You know what it ain't, but you don't know what it really is.
No, I know.
So we can just take you a half.
I know that it's not called nuclear because they made the whole thing up. I mean, what happened in the 1950s? Okay, let's just go short term. They came up with the term nuclear family. They came up with the term nuclear. You had
now you're right now. Pause. You're right. Now you definitely right. The nuclear. Hey, look, you right. And that's what I like about you. You hit back. Man.
And in science in we're talking about America here and across the world. Basically, you had science class was blowing up, and they started introducing new science terms, new types of sciences. What else? Especially in America, the American automakers, they were heavily invested into let's get our cars nuclear powered. Let's make them look like, spaceships, space rockets, and bombs of that sort in the 1950s and tail fins. So, I mean, there was this whole culture around it. And see, while people were asleep, while their conscious mind was not conscious and asleep, Operation Paperclip went on, which founded NASA, which was America bringing back German scientists. And they created, like the other clips you saw in studios, the moon landing. So literally, people's brains back then, they weren't too conscious. And what happened throughout the 50s, okay? It started in 1920s, the invention of the television in America, okay? And I know it's spelled television, but it's really television. And let's use television for every form of media: radio, books, newspapers, internet, everything. In the 1950s...
What about the show we on?
I mean, I said internet, but I said internet. So what happened in the 1950s? One of the biggest things that happened was broadcast television. Okay. You had the first time you had a president on television. You had I Love Lucy, the Three Stooges. So you basically had your propaganda right there. And you had all of your, what's it called? Your entertainment. Okay. So we went from a book format to a radio format to now a visual format. And see, visual format, even today, is one of the biggest ways of controlling the mind, because you see a lot through your eyes. You can hear with your ears, you can feel with your fingers, but your vision is very powerful. And this goes back even further, because even the ancients, they would draw eyes on the side of cliffs, and they knew that the eye was one of the most powerful things out there. So they got the world. And see, the next thing is they're trying to get inside of you, because they want to go inside your consciousness. That is where they want to go.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you something. We definitely appreciate you, but it take you so long to get to the point. That's just the hard part of listening to you. To me, sometimes, but you still my partner, man.
And I got a small clip here.
Oh,
I got a small clip here. So this just even further proves my point, his point, and these videos' points.
So hold on, brother. I personally, no clip, nothing I play outside of what I speak for myself represent me. I gotta be honest with you.
Okay.
I just use just to give y'all, some entertainment so I can spill my true personality. Don't no clip represent me, man.
Well,
If it ain't the clip, if the clip ain't mine, it don't represent me.
No. It's a saying, okay? So Red Hot Chili Peppers came out with a song called Californication, and just this one little thing, it says, "Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement." They said that in a song, okay? They put that subliminally. They were telling you a message right there that it was made in a Hollywood basement, okay? And also, here's further evidence of how the moon landing was fake. If those of you who are older than me remember Space Shuttle Challenger.
They don't know if they're older than you because you ain't never told them how old you are.
If you were...
Man, come on, man.
Okay, I'm past 30 years old, not 40 yet. So if you're older than me, you remember Space Shuttle.
Y'all guess his age.
Yeah.
Put it in the comment.
You remember Space Shuttle Challenger, and you remember what happened on TV? Well, that's because they hit the firmament, which is just a glass dome over the flat Earth.
And now this is just your opinion of reality.
This
is not fact.
Nope, this is my...
Just because you believe it, don't make it fact. We're just gonna keep that.
Yeah, this is just an opinion. And I'm just telling you that. So what happened in the 1960s? Same thing. It's just partially there was the part that you saw like in this video.
Man, one thing you do and you do real well is you disrupt what we really trying to get to, because you trying to nail you trying to hit every nail, and we lose what we're doing. But let me get back to something so we can wake you up, man.
Well, the whole world is in prison, and you've been paying them to do this to you since the 1920s. This is the literal definition of television programming. Tele means to transmit or upload from a distance. Vision means through the eyes. Programming is manipulation. And anything scientifically classified makes more sense in the reverse. So it is literally a manipulation or programming through the ads, transmitted or uploaded from a distance.
All right, now that brother he didn't need long to say what he had to say. But go ahead and continue to put us to sleep, man. Go ahead and explain to us what television is. Because it's taking you so long to get to your point, man.
It's all of everything on this planet is just a form of mind control. It's just a form of mind control. They got control of your mind. They got control of your spirit. They got control of your body. You know, going from the inside out and outside in. They got control of everything. But see, then it comes down to if you let them, you know, because there are those that they claim supposedly they've been out of it for so long, like they're not controlled anymore and they're out of the system. But there's many levels to that, so it depends what level they're on. So it's just a form of mind control, psychological operations on your spirit, mind, and body. You know, the body, you can also think of it as your temple, because that's you know, that is the real temple, not the building that you go to worship somewhere. It's your body, your flesh, because that's where your spirit is housed.
I agree with you.
And that right there is what's being controlled. You are being manipulated and controlled through media, all forms of media. It doesn't have to be a screen. It can even be a book. It can be, you know, a newspaper, all forms of media, all of it. And not even that. It can even be you and a group of people talking amongst each other, and there might be one person in there that is controlling you through their narratives, through the way they speak, their sign language and stuff like that, because there's also that type of magic. It doesn't just happen on the screens. Although today we mostly go to screens because that's what we mostly use, but people forget that when you are in a public space and you're talking to a bunch of people, that can also be a form of control. Like I said, there's people within there. I mean, just
brother, let me slow you down. Let me get the show back. I almost went to sleep because you're going for it all, man. We appreciate that, but brother, you losing me because you're going for. I'm just sitting back, just saying, like, just let him go. Maybe his consciousness it might be open. But it's so much at one time we getting confused, man. Because we already done caught you slipping. We already done caught you slipping, in my opinion. Y'all can comment that up. Share. Subscribe. That's the big one. Subscribe. Like. Yo.
Nukes are real. Entertainment only.
Is Stanley Kubrick's confession proof the moon landings were faked?
Now, can you go ahead and give us who Stanley Kubrick is? Who is Stanley Kubrick?
Stanley Kubrick was somebody famous for.
So you right there in front of your information box and you ain't using it. You right there in front of it. Ain't you in front of it?
Yes.
It's right there on your laptop.
Oh.
Yeah. See, he's so centered on driving home what he believe and see that you don't get a chance to raise your consciousness.
He's an American. This guy is a guy.
I'm talking about you. You done looked up and researched a lot of your gobble points tonight. You just blah 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 moments. You done researched a lot of that, but then I ask you who Stanley Kubrick is, and you can't even think to use the computer again.
He
Come on, man.
He's the guy. He's the guy who just.
Man, listen. I don't do these shows to disagree with nobody, but when a brother, and you my partner, but man, you get so riled up, and the conversation is being brainwashed, where you trying to brainwash us with just one specific incident. You got to keep raising it.
This guy was the guy who created Space Odyssey 2001, which I saw that movie. He's an American filmmaker and photographer. That's who he is.
Where you from?
He's from New York.
What's his last name equal to what though?
Stanley Kubrick.
Nothing else. Kubrick. This is a Kubrick. I mean, it's Kubrick's like a. Ish. What ish is he? Is he a ish? Because How do they know everything? How staged could Stanley Kubrick breathe? Was his brain so developed that he figured out a way to trick America? Just listen to him for a second. We're gonna come back with my partner right here. But let's just listen to Stanley Kubrick explain what he done.
He even criticizes Neil Armstrong for getting his line wrong about one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I didn't care what was the reason for it. I wanted to do it. I needed to do it. It was like getting the life, the assignment, the production dream of a lifetime. All films are a lie.
Okay, now imagine this. You getting the dream of a lifetime to be a deceiver. Imagine this. You getting the dream of a lifetime to be a deceiver. Now, if you wait to the end of this clip right here, you probably like, at least he stood up and told the truth. Why he didn't stand up from the beginning? Go ahead.
I'm not going to say much, but you were right about Stanley Kubrick, and
I'm right about all of it.
And
because it's a puppet master.
And yeah, he how should I put this? He is of a certain religion, of a certain people, let's say in the Middle East, and like the rest of them in the film industry.
Well,
so you're right.
Yeah, I know I was right. And that's what I'm trying to do is help you raise your consciousness, man. Because you right there on it. You own it. But you got to use the past what you already heard. Right? You got to.
But I didn't make that connection with his last name. But
I did. But, you know why? Because I know how it works.
But you know what? The connection I did make with Stanley Kubrick, because I saw A Space Odyssey 2001, is that he wasn't just that Middle Eastern thing. He was also a man who believed in we came from apes, because in the Space Odyssey 2000.
Wait a minute. Stanley Kubrick say we came from apes too.
Because in Space Odyssey 2001, the movie starts out where it shows apes, and then they learn how to hit with a stick and make fire. So
but guess what, though?
He's part of that movement, too.
Guess what, though, now? Anybody that tell you we came from apes, they ain't talking about everybody. They're talking about certain subsets.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So not only was he a firm believer in that, but he was also a firm believer in like space technologies and stuff. That's how come he did A Space Odyssey 2001. And he said in here, in this video clip, that all films are lies. So he just exposed himself. His film.
Right. He definitely said that. All films are lies. The moment you reference a film for truth, you probably lying too. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
But on the flip side to that, there are like some people out there who will say, like, you know, some films or TV shows like in the early 2000s showed some things, and then we got Donald Trump as president.
Nope. The moment you blame one person for it, you already can't fight for the people. Ain't one person did this. The whole situation is this right here, man. The whole situation go like this. It's a system. It's not one person. When I meet people that tell me it's one person responsible for everything wrong, you let everybody else who built it up to that moment off the hook. That ain't a high level of consciousness.
No, what I was talking about was how there are people out there who say that, you know, like you said, as soon as you start looking for truth in the movies, you know, it ain't truth or whatever. Some people will say, well, what about those cartoon shows where they showed, you know, someone becoming president and then they actually became president? You know, that's what I'm saying.
It's an inside job.
See so I caught Stanley Kubrick early on when I saw one of his movies. I was like, he's another inside job. He's just another one of them. So you think you're gonna get truth out of Hollywood? I mean, come on, give me a break.
All the truth Hollywood give you is deception. That's the only truth Hollywood got for you. It's deception. That's the truth that Hollywood got for you. There's no other truth coming out of Hollywood. Every truth of Hollywood is a deception. If it's not a deception, it's a depiction. Right?
Right?
That's all Hollywood got for you.
Wait. He used the word depiction. Now think about that. Depiction. If we break that down, think about it. It's like pictures. So they're depicting the reality they're going to give to you.
That's right.
So they're showing you. Originally, it was called motion picture because it was stuff that was motion. Because if you take a picture, it's still, but you put a bunch.
Guess what? The motion wasn't the picture. It was the subtraction of the consciousness.
That's what I was getting to.
Okay, go ahead.
So it was that. But see, what they had to do is they had to put your consciousness in a moving form to show you how they're going to control your consciousness. So they had to show you, I'm going to move it left. I'm going to move it right. I'm going to, drive it into a street, stuff like that. So that's what they're doing. And so for some guy who's in that realm, to tell you the truth, man, that is a farce, 100%. I never liked his movies anyways. Saying it was the best movie ever. Get out of here.
Well,
you know what?
The right to claim
you know what?
his
Best movie ever made was the one that's called I Lied.
According to you.
According to me.
Okay.
An artistic lie, but still a lie. And this was the biggest fiction of them all. The audience is usually aware of the fiction. This was like a documentary. But as much fictional as anything else they've ever seen.
See, he giving it to you, but he didn't do this before it happened. So can we trust what he's saying now? Because this is a point that I was trying to get to. I said, I'm going to hold this point for a minute. And now here it go. Okay? I want you to think about this right here, partner. I want you to think about this right here. That same energy that Kubrick talking right now, he didn't tell you this before he done it. And he knew it wasn't right. And now all of a sudden, years later, he giving us his honest opinion. If this clip is even true, we don't know. It could be AI, but we're just using it for conversation. This is what I'm trying to get to. You remember when the Europeans said, the world is flat, and if we go on this voyage, we're going to fall off. They was giving you what deception. They learned the form of deception then.
Oh.
And see, hold on. See, that's when deception was birthed on with conspiracy. You learn how to form deception, and then you learn how to manipulate it and build from it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened. So see, everybody who can do these movies in Hollywood and can tell you who's gonna be the next president, they learned a different trade. And see, most of us don't have that trade. See, that's a consciousness. That's a true tap in. I hope y'all really listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. That's a true tap in. See, they done been able to raise their consciousness past you explaining why this ain't that and that ain't this. You still small talking it because it's a puppet master. It's a system. But go ahead, the floor yours.
This is for the audience. The planned use of propaganda and other psychological tactics to influence emotions, motive, reasoning, and behavior of enemy groups, aliens, or neutrals to support military political goals. That's what psychological warfare is. On your mind, on your spirit, on your body, on your consciousness.
According to what they tell you.
Of course.
All right, see, this the thing.
And I'm
look, I ain't really trying to knock on your head. I ain't even going around this one. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. Show after show, every time we speak. When you getting your definition, you getting it from the source of the consciousness that's giving you this idea of reality. You got to see these things for yourself.
Yeah, and I'm telling the people, I'm getting this from the internet. Okay, right now, before it wouldn't have been AI overview, but today it's AI overview. And the types of psychological warfare: white propaganda, over acknowledged messages from known sources, e.g. government radio; black propaganda, covert messages where the source is concealed or faked; gray propaganda, information where the source is unclear or ambiguous; and strategic psyop, long-term efforts by government agencies like the U.S. Okay, so there's many forms of it, but it all leads back to you. They're trying to get you. They want you in a low state of frequency. There are like, okay, I forgot what frequencies they're tuned to, but like your televisions, your radios, and your basically any electronic device, they're all tuned to a low frequency to keep your mind at a low state, so you don't raise your consciousness, so you don't wake up out of their system, and they keep doing this, and they keep getting to those lower vibrations. And your consciousness doesn't wake up from it and stuff like that. Now, there are people who have claimed they have figured out supposedly how to get out of that. I don't know. That's yet to be debated. But
oh man, we could almost.
I'm saying I don't know.
No, we don't went there, man. I don't mind coming in here. You saying that ain't nobody got outside of their frequency?
No, I'm saying I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
I'm speaking to you guys, who might say, oh, that's a man in a tinfoil hat. So I've heard of things where people have come out of it through various means. Put in the comment section if you have or you haven't. Debate us on it, and stuff like that. But this is what they do to you. They get you with these low frequencies. And now it's gone beyond that. Because now they're using all forms of technology to get you on a low frequency. So really, you are trapped in a low frequency cage. Okay? Think of this earth as having a low frequency cage over it, and you trapped and you trying to get out of it.
Hold on though, but see, this part of what we in the ring for though. I let you get all the on tonight. I am being very cordial. I have had to interrupt him a few times, but I'm being very cordial to let him talk his head off. But we in this ring right now in the states of delusion. Okay? Because you said most people have not, you don't know nobody who don't free themselves to their own consciousness. But how could you have one? So you the first?
No, I'm saying I've seen it. I've heard people on the internet talk about I'm out of the matrix. I'm out. I've freed myself.
Mm-hmm. But you don't believe nobody that said it.
Well, but what level? Because there's many different levels of it.
Okay, well,
and they don't explain. They just say I'm out of it.
What level have you accomplished?
I'll say level 3.
And how many levels is it?
I'll say there's about 11.
It's an infinite level. Because once your consciousness done been absorbed, you'll never find the next step. So that's infinite.
Oh.
Either your conscious working for you or it's not. And see, you wise, brother. You a very wise young man. You know what I'm saying? But you got to learn to hammer down the bigger points sometimes. Trying to give us step by step. It's just like you come off more like a
recipe?
No, you more like a play-by-play caller.
Ah, okay. A playbook.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you was commentating a game,
a sports writer.
Like, hey, he dropping back, he throwing with his left hand. You know what I'm saying? Like you a play-by-play caller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know the game and you can break it down play-by-play. But the person who can break the game down play-by-play don't necessarily mean that they could teach you the game.
Yeah.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to end this round with him and get back to the show unless you got something you want another swing at it.
I was just going to say one thing. Everybody on the planet knows what a circus is. You just in the circus going around the merry-go-round.
All right, well, we're in it right there, man. That was just a good piece of the show. Now, let's get back to the information.
A production dream of a lifetime. All films are a lie.
Right there. He telling you his production in the moon landing was a dream of a lifetime. So imagine being someone with the skills and the network and the access to all of this to have his dream of a lifetime be deception. How do you find deception? How do you figure that part out? Because if this video is true right here, we watching right now, Stanley Kubrick just said out of his own mouth, this was a dream of a lifetime. Now, how do you take a dream? Your dream of a lifetime is deception. It's deception. I ain't gonna go no further than that one word. How does your dream of a lifetime be something based in deception? And now, all these years later, you can openly speak about it. This is no way we can trust. He couldn't trust himself when he had the opportunity to say, no, I'm not for that. I'm standing for what I believe in. This is not right according to my gospel. Nope. Stanley Kubrick went on ahead and recorded and done his works.
Because
go ahead, man.
I got
can you dig him out of this hole? Because if you can't.
No, okay, I got two things here. One is he said right after that, all movies are a lie.
That's right. I hate to get in front of you, but I was going there.
But answer this question: if all movies are a lie, then the Wizard of Oz at the end, where it shows the puppet master, that'd be a lie. That would be a lie. I mean, that's a movie.
I'm gonna tell you something. Nah, I see where you try. He trying his best, y'all. I want to give him a round of applause. He trying. This man do not give up, and I appreciate you. But the Wizard of Oz, that movie represents a state of mind, right? Mm-hmm. Were you able to impact the actual symbolism in the movie? From the Munchkin kids to the Wicked Witch of the West. She wasn't the Wicked Witch of the East, the West. Where we at?
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one. And in that movie, Dorothy was white, the dog was black. They had a immigrant for the damn skeleton. Yeah. See, it was all symbolic. That whole movie was and the bigger thing was your consciousness. When you finally pull that screen back and see it was a little bitty figure, and that's what goes to what me and you both done agreed to. Because I agree with you that this ain't nuclear warfare. It ain't no red button that blow the rest of the universe up at one time.
Right.
They ain't no I don't know no weapon on record that blow Japan off the map. You see what I'm saying? Like
right.
it might have hurt a lot of people, and no disrespect to Japan. I hope that y'all afford our travel to Japan.
Same here.
Let us recognize y'all. Let us represent with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hit the page, hit the channel, hit the like, to share, subscribe. Everybody over there in Asia, you know what I'm saying? But the nuclear bomb don't exist, and this is why I was just letting you go ahead and give us give us all the time you could to explain it. But it's simple, right? If that bomb was the land mass wouldn't exist. That's all you gotta realize.
And you know
hold on. You gonna get the flow back. If that bomb was that deadly, the landmass wouldn't exist, and it would not have been able to recover at all in no form. That's number one. When you think about TV, live vision, brainwashing, when you get from the only sources of information, you can trust it because that's the only way people got it for a long time. Well, this is the only thing we got. We almost got to be stupid enough to believe it. But now we got independent journalists. We got independent people who are speaking their truths. And then even in that, we still find illusion in the people speaking.
I was just about to say.
So go ahead, man. The flow yours.
I'm glad you said that because I was about to say, even people like us on the internet, there's some of those that are, they've been paid off and, they're giving you deceptions of their own and stuff like that. Follow the money. And y'all,
I'm letting them keep rolling, but that's a good point. Follow the money. These bigger than life, some of these mega influencers.
And tonight I'm gonna refer to a certain people as the Wizard of Oz. Follow the money, and it'll lead you back to the Wizard of Oz.
Give us some.
And so basically, like for instance, in today's world, everybody watches the internet. Like the internet has your media.
That's the new gospel,
It's,
man.
yeah, it's the new form of media. Okay, but it's still
It's really bigger than just titling as media, though. It's really the new form of the gospel, because now we lead and follow our lives through it. People online got things like life coaches, wealth coaches, prosperity dealers. You can get everything. This is the new God.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. The internet is a giant psyop to split communities, to split your consciousness, and to keep you from being grounded to this earth, because it's also something electric, but it's negative electric. Like it's negative electricity, and so that's what the internet is. That's what television is. That's what it is. It's there to separate you from the real and to keep you inside the unreal. Okay? And so, like, for instance, you know, you have a lot of people today who use the internet, and that's their new form of media. They watch whatever they watch on there. And
also, but I hate to keep, before you go on to another 20-minute, or we forgot what you said last. The internet is the new form of information.
Yeah,
this is how information travels for the average person, because doing anything in a secret environment is dangerous. Now, everything that my consciousness is allowing me to speak on tonight, it's being uploaded into the algorithm. I'm stealing from tomorrow because I'm sharing what I really feel, and that's what the point. These the points I try to get to, right? We can talk specifics in a clip, video, anything like that. But every time you raise your consciousness to a spoken word, you go on record. And this record don't just go just against you. It also goes against the annihilation of people, like the people who donate blood, the people who donate plasma. Some of that blood and plasma reach people who desperately need it, but a lot of that energy goes into study and research, and that research can always be used against you. Biochemical, bioengineering, warfare. So every time we speak, we gotta be honest, man.
Yeah. So here's something that you guys will find interesting. Methods and examples of control, subconscious habits.
Yeah.
Now, one thing here is, and he mentioned something, okay? Uploading. Put these two puzzle pieces together. You are on the internet. Mm-hmm. You type something up, you chat with people, you do a video, you look something up. What are they doing to your conscious? What is the data harvesting? They're harvesting your consciousness. And who are they harvesting it for? The Wizard of Oz.
That's right.
Because what he's going to do with that is later on, he's going to use it against you with his own consciousness army.
And guess what the Wizard of Oz doing? You got one in Tennessee. And his data harvesting facility is depleting the water resources. Okay? We ain't got to say his name if you drive a Tesla. We know who we talking about. The funk, the smell, the stench, the pull on the energy. Now, my energy bill keep going up to something that I didn't accept or agree to. And it's coming from these forms. You got big people, the big influencers, bot form influencers. It's huge, man. And it's all coming from brainwashing. So it's hard for a lot of us to decipher who worth listening to. Some of the smaller channels really ain't got nothing to offer. Some of the bigger channels don't have nothing to offer. How do you find somebody worth your time that's going to actually press you to yourself to where you raise your consciousness and see what this person trying to bring back to you, right? Sometimes I get lost in my words. My partner can get lost in his words from time to time. But we really want y'all to realize something. It's just a system. It's a puppet master on a string. He controls all of your consciousness. So it really goes like this. Until you take the veil off of your eyes, you got to see it through somebody else's. And that's the honest truth. So everything that you would think that the enemy would not do to you, to harm or hurt you, the long as you think that, nah, they wouldn't do this to me, man. Ain't no way they'd say this. Ain't no way they would do this to us. Long as you have that consciousness, you can trust your oppressor.
They haven't they haven't done everything. They still got a lot of things left. It's to infinity and
left,
beyond.
Man. What's left?
Oh, they got things down the pipeline.
What's left? The soul done been sucked out of man. The consciousness done been sucked out of man. The food done been took from me. The air, the soil, the water. What's left?
The taking.
What's left, man? What else they got?
The taking out of a big portion of population.
They already doing that. That's nothing new, man.
No, okay.
They already doing it. But
I mean, getting it down. I mean,
guess what? Skeleton. You probably younger. I know you're younger than me. You might not remember He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. Do you remember that cartoon in the early 80s? Because you younger than me, so
I've seen some books about it.
Okay, go ahead and start studying some of that. Man of Arms.
Okay.
You had Orko. This is this little black little floating ghost. You had He-Man. You had She-Ra. You had all of these people were just and Skeletor and his bad boys. You know, they tried to disrupt everything that this white power could do, basically. That's what He-Man was. White power protecting the earth while they lived in glory. Okay, the television, the tell-a-lie, they did it way better in my generation. My generation should be protecting this generation, but we're not getting it. And that's the reason of doing shows like this. He-Man, for example, just taking that one Pacific, and I'm going to find us a clip of He-Man or an image of him. Masters of the universe. And to honestly control the control that's in play right now, you got to be the master of the universe. So if your consciousness is not on that degree that they stand forth with, you can't compete, you can't battle. But go